Hello. Good morning. All right, so gold right now, I'm waiting for a reflip and start trending here on the daily. That's what I'll be waiting for here. Hopefully we can get some buys. I think today is the bank holiday. Yeah, we should be getting a USD bank holiday today. So I'm gonna be waiting to see if any kind of volume starts to come in. I see on the London Open here, we're starting to get a nice little breakout situation. Actually, this played out quite nice over here right now. I just pushed about like 20 pips. So pretty nice buy confirmation that was. Still waiting on that daily flip though. Daily flip then continuation to the upside. But we just got a London Open. Some kind of London Open volume just came in here. Hey Raven, good morning. So far it's kind of like a decent start into the London session here with that 20 pip candle over there. Nice little breaky, right? Very nice breaky with that London Open confluence. It's like distributing. It's currently in this distribution phase right now. It's paying off these players. So I'm going to wait for them to get paid off and hopefully they'll be able to take it up towards like a higher daily percentage there. But definitely I do feel that even since the pre-London time, markets have been slightly choppy. So it's not the greatest PA, but there's still some gas in here. You see this, like pretty big moves here. There's definitely still gas in here, but it's not the cleanest. We need to see like proper follow-throughs. Sometimes if a bank holiday like this, you know, it's gonna be an NY USD bank holiday. So we're gonna see if the London session can at least have some volume in it. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like these situations like this is something I'm noticing a bit here today as well. Like such pullbacks like this. So that's the thing, you know, we just gotta get out of this zone, because this zone here, it's still like, since the pre-London has been a bit slower. Well, that daily is hovering literally at a doji candle. I've been holding this trading. I hope it pushes up. No, you already got your push. That was a pretty good push over there. Don't know how big your stops are, but pretty decent push on the London Open. Well, yeah, I guess you're waiting for what, a runner. This morning, this was a running trade that we had. Like, as price was breaking above resistance over here, for price to continue to move up bullish. That was the idea, that price could fill this range towards like 41.66. And you see, it's like it did it, but it's doing like a bit choppy. It's like doing a little bit choppy, like pulling back. But the range that we're targeting here on the clean traffic is heading towards 41.66. So it's still kind of mopping this area up. So yeah, if you're still holding a runner, I think that's going to be like the overall target there. 41.66. Should be going up. Nice little beautiful accumulation that happened here too, with a bit of a head and shoulders in there as well. Volume came in, we got the death cross. Estimate crossover there with the 8 and the 50. Very nice. Just completed waterfalled here down into consolidation and then broke back up above. From this area right over here, then started to break back to correct that move. GJ. Wow. I sold yesterday at the Asia session around 2 to 3 a.m. clean range. Break zero drawdown TFX concept. So nice. Yeah, let's go. Oh, you said in trade second. Okay. We're having this as a nice little breakout here for the open. What was that yesterday breakout? Whoa, look at this. Man, what a distribution, eh? Beautiful. Adjusted my SL, but I'm still in. What are you waiting for? Oh, like some kind of Fibonacci. I mean, yeah, retracement. Some FX. Got a sell over here. Boom, boom. I close a partial in profit. Yeah, this is a break. This is a beautiful one right here. That's the one that we just broke down in the morning right now. Like little sell-off situation. Downside, and then they kind of got the mirror effect. So I got the buys right here. Buys right here for it to correct that move. Beautiful distribution. That was a clean one though. That was really nice. I feel like that Asia session even had a lot more like volume in it compared to what we're seeing so far in the pre-London and London Open. London Open, okay, fine, it got a nice push, but you can see it's still lagging. Like the PA is still a bit laggy over here. Still having like several wicks being formed. Getting like this wiki situation. Look at the daily. Daily percentage gain there. It's at 0.02. Daily targets here by 4,200. Still the same targets for this week. If you watch our breakdown video on YouTube that we posted a couple of days ago. Boom, 4,200. Still being a magnet for price since we had this like really bullish candlestick over here, and then the fundamentals are also kind of lining up for price head towards like 4,200. And then, you know, hopefully when we get the rate cuts in the next how many days? 13 days. When we get the rate cuts, we can see hopefully like all-time highs for December. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for. Currently they are slowly but surely going up. We're at 84.9% easing at this point. So I think, you know, for December, we should keep trickling to the upside there. If we get those rate cuts, I do believe we could see all-time highs, man. Like for December holidays, that's going to be something else. All-time highs. Come on now. Yeah, that's all we need. So we might actually play around 4,200 for a bit. Like we have the support area down here. So this becomes like the range. That price is gonna possibly bounce in between until then. Like you'll probably hit it and maybe even fake out, then come back in for a bit, 13 days, and then once we get the rate cuts, we finally start to get candles do this and then fill that range on the left hand side now towards ATH. So that's going to be the play, that's going to be the analysis. Now just wait, and that's going to give us a good clue of what to expect on the intraday timeframes too. What kind of volume we're going to get, what kind of plays we're going to get. You get like more runners, running opportunities, clean setups, clean breakouts. So now we're just waiting, but still trading up this month about 20% now. Yeah, we're really locked in. How many trades did we take this month so far? Like about 24 trades. Nice. Had a couple runners this time though. Just locked in. No distractions. Fully focused. Jesus, it's like so choppy here. Just need to get out of this gulag. We are in a gulag. Retest. Your stream's a blessing. Thank you, Raven, man. I appreciate it. HPD. What's HPD? I've been holding this trading. I hope it pushes up. Yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah, today happy Thanksgiving, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. You gotta get me some turkeys here on the charts. Yeah, that's what I like to see, Goldie. That's what I like to see. Oh, happy profitable day. Nice. I thought you were talking about some kind of ICT concept, some PD arrays. What's a PD array? I hear people talk about PD arrays. Let's break you. Let's break 0.0%. 0.0%. Come on, Goldie. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Let the New York session range, but give us London traders something good. Some juicy here. Nearly got stopped out this morning too. Freaking low volume. But that 16 pip stop loss held true. Like we spoke about and we emulated in the simulation last week. Same thing that happened. Starting donations to buy this man a coffee. Who, me? What do you mean? We haven't put it in the work, sir. What coffee? We don't need coffee. We keep it moving. Sleepy or not, we keep it moving. What's the plan? The plan is for price to go up. And then you will take a buy. I woke up 5 minutes ago. False. This is fake news. And I got a workout today. Got a workout later on. But the good thing is about like, you know, all you gotta do is work out twice a week. Like, alright, because I don't do cardio, I don't do leg day. I'm pretty lazy, but I just do like upper body most of the time. Gotta just bang it out 2 times a week. That's all you gotta do. Just 2 times a week. And then 90% of it is just diet. It's just discipline. Just making sure that your body's getting the nutrients. Because there's studies that show there's not really beneficial to do necessarily like 3 or more workouts a week. It's not really that more really beneficial. Just twice a week, man. Twice a week. Put your body through the ringer. Don't be a slave to the market. It's all just twice a week, man. It's not that bad. Twice a week. Twice a week. Well, for me at least, man, I can't do cardio. I can't do leg day. I feel like it takes that takes like loads of energy doing it every day. I just go on like a walk. Come on, Goldie, you can do it. You see, it's like hesitating a bit here. Gold eases from near 2-week highs as investors book profits. Gold engaged, edged lower on Thursday on profit taking after a hit near 2-week high in the previous session, while investors weigh the possibility of a December US interest rate cut amid conflicting signals from the Federal Reserve. What they're looking to do is take profit after Wednesday's climb. The Fed isn't clear of what they're going to do next, so gold is just consolidating. Gold Silver Central MD Brian Land said, conflicting signals on the timing and magnitude of the rate cuts have accelerated hedging flows into derivatives tied to overnight rates, with investors seeking protection against heightened policy uncertainty. Yeah, like it's true. The rate cuts are pretty high, but I don't know. There's still that kind of uncertainty, right? Whether we're gonna actually get them. And it's the last chance for them, you know? Like, I feel like if we get them, then December is gonna be amazing. But if we don't get them, then oh man, then I don't know. Because also with Russia, Ukraine, and like the whole thing is like slowing down a little bit too. So I hope Goldie here is not gonna consolidate towards the end of the year, because this whole year has been incredible. Like gold has been performing like really freaking amazing, because we hardly get days that gold doesn't perform this year. Like literally the whole freaking year. US rate futures are pricing in at an 85% chance of rate cut in December, according to the CME's Fed Watch tool. Non-yielding gold tends to perform well in low interest rate environment. Weekly jobless claims fell last week. Data on Wednesday showed, though, the labor market is struggling to generate enough jobs for those out of work. Gold hovers near 2-week high. Gold prices dipped to around $41.50 per ounce on Thursday, but remain near 2-week highs as investors continue to anticipate federal cut next month. Yes, sir. So that's the sauce right there. That's all you gotta know. Your CTO data is not gonna give you any information. It's just there as a data point, you know, when you're just gonna look at that thing. But this is what you want to mainly focus on. What's currently happening? What are the current affairs of things in the market? Don't look at things that happened necessarily in the past. Just look at what's happening right now, because that's going to explain to you more of the situation of why price is behaving the way it is. So like for today, the only catalyst we have is that USD bank holiday. They might be making markets here feel a bit a certain way in terms of like choppiness, a little low volume, but at the same time there is volume. So it's kind of a weird thing. There's volume, there's moves. You can see like very nice swings like this. We covered this in the video. We spoke about how to read candlesticks. So, but it's leaning more towards a kind of a choppier environment right over here. And that's not what I'm kind of being cautious about. Because even if you look at the daily is a doji. Still a doji right now. I only have one trade left for the week, and that is tomorrow if it presents itself. As of today, one trade, 23 pips locked down. Nice. Yeah, I mean, like, we're gonna see. I might call it a day here too if price doesn't move. In my 30s, I did 4 to 5 gym days a week. Oh, nice. Yeah, I need energy for that. And some people gym just for the health benefits, I guess, of gymming, and then some people gym to get muscle. So you got I see some people who do it for that more the mental health. They can do like every day, right? Kind of do every day. It's not as strenuous. They don't put too much strain on it, but they just want to do something. I do it for the muscle. I do it for the hypertrophy. So like when I go gym on a Monday, I know Tuesday is a good rest day. Wednesday, people can do it on a Wednesday again, but I still personally feel tired on a Wednesday, and I feel like waiting 72 hours till like Thursday is gonna be good for that upper body if I'm just focusing on upper body. So I got like Monday, and then Thursday I give myself like 72 hours, because the hypertrophy thing works like on a Monday you hit the gym, it's high, it spikes high. On a Tuesday it's still high, right? And then you have a, oh wait, no, I drew that wrong. And then you got like a Wednesday. Wednesday, it starts to dip a little bit on Wednesday, but this is when, you know, you really want to be focusing on your diet. Now when your body is repairing itself and it's building muscle tissue, right? And then on Wednesday, it kind of like dips out on a Wednesday. So again, perfect time to hit it. Gonna be like on a Thursday. And then you just kind of capitalize off the whole week like that. And then you can also have more energy on a Thursday to hit it properly too. So like back to back, because if you do it on a Wednesday, muscle hypertrophy is still pretty high. It's not necessary. That's why it's like if you do it more than 2 times a week, there's no study that shows that that's actually gonna be more beneficial for you. You know, just based on how the curvature of, you know, also how the week is gonna go. You only got about 7 days in a week. We're gonna do it like upper body twice a week. Gym drawback on Wednesday. Thursday bull run. Yes. Thursday we get the pullback, create higher high, one last higher high, and then just chill. Then it chills. Starts to chill for the rest of the week. When does channel become gym advice channel? Come on, come on, come on. Look at these wicks over here. Super wiki. Wiki whips. Vic, how do you feel about people making jokes about you? Can you take people bullying you in a friendly way? Yes. I mean, I would not be on YouTube if I couldn't take that. You can say whatever that you want to say. It's the internet. You know, it's very difficult to control people on the internet. People are going to say things all the time. Did you see that video of Bobby Affeldorf, or whatever her name is? That girl who was kind of like an industry plant. They said she was an industry plant because she had like major interviews with Drake and all these famous people, and she was still super new. And she made a video a couple of days ago on World Star where she was crying and she was like, "Man, you guys are so mean to me. Stop writing bad comments. It gets to me. Da da da." I'm just like, man, if you're gonna be on the internet, you gotta be, you know, you gotta be expecting that. That's what people do. So you gotta troll. Gotta troll them back. Gotta be thick-skinned. Yeah, no better place to get thick-skinned like the market, right? Man, you say something bad to me has nothing compared to what the market did to me. What the market, the emotional damage that the market has done to a trader. I don't think that a word is gonna make me feel bad. And because nothing like losing every day, nothing like having big ambitions for yourself, big goals for yourself, getting turned down by fake outs, getting stopped out and then having trades going to profit. Man, all of that's just character development. You know, just the same thing like today. I had some situation where I almost got stopped out, and then when I hit my take profit, it's all character development. So you just kind of like get thicker skin and learn how to maneuver those things. Just remain as stoic as possible. Because you know, as traders, we get paid to control our emotions. That's what we get paid to do. Have you ever tried or looked into options trading with 15-second expiration time? No. I think that's just like gambling there. Wow, this thing is like super volatile. Holy. The way those 1 minute candles are behaving right here. This thing could still flip, even like this. It's based off the volatility. It's behaving like there's news about to come out, right? This is typically how candlesticks kind of behave, like shortly before a red folder. But there's nothing. There's nothing today. It's just a USD bank holiday. So I'm the only one out here. I'm the only one out here. When I used to skateboard back in the days, sometimes I'd be the only one in the park. Be the only one in the park, be like, where's everybody? It just feels like the same thing here today. Because you know, when you got a passion for something, you're just gonna show up, right? You're just gonna show up, do your thing. There's like quiet sessions, meditating sessions. Like, where's everybody here? Hi, new to your channel. Is there a strategy video? Yeah, we got plenty of those on the exclusive community and also some few videos on YouTube. Ominous. That's how it feels. It feels ominous being out here like this. I'd already got one trade today, so I think I could get another trade. I wish we were trending right now. I could probably get a break of these highs, take a buy there. So if we get a setup today, by the time we're getting our setup, the PA should be cleaned. Should be much more healthy by the time we're getting our setup, because we still gotta wait for volume to come in. Hi, new to your channel. Yes, welcome, welcome. What's your bias for today? No bias. I'm waiting for the bias. I'm waiting for the bias to show. Oh, you see, like indicator here, it's gonna say waiting. See, just waiting here. Volume coming. Come on, move us through this zone. Move it through the zone. You're gonna have legs like a fork? Yes. And you know, like also that's a lot of genetics when it comes to building really good leg muscle. Ooh, what lot size? Pump it up, pump it up. Oh, we just took the Asia highs. No, we haven't, sir. Asia highs are by 41.69. Maybe the Asia high could be a magnet for this PA right here. this price action right here to distribute towards resistance there. Oh yeah, if it takes Asia high, then it could take New York. It's New York right over here by 41.71. It's like mainly also filling up that range from this morning. Remember, like there was this whole traffic, clean traffic area right here that need to get mopped up. So we're just by that resistance. So gotta really see it push through that resistance. Nice breakout though, slowly but surely moving up there. How long did it take you to tell your parents that you trade? Just within the first like 3 to 6 months, I guess. But you know, they didn't really like know or care about it, you know. Up till now, it's like they don't understand what it is, you know. Your family, they wouldn't really understand what you're doing there. Up to this day, people don't really know what I do. Josh has a present for me and funny. Future Vic after 3 years of chip. Hey. Damn, son. Gotta be wary. Can't go to the beach. How'll I go to the beach? Try to replicate the previous 2-day winners with the same setup / idea exactly above 10 to 11 a.m. This one sucks. Gold is the winner today. This head and shoulders aggressive entry, anticipating price to break the high. Similar to previous days winners where 10 a.m. faked out. Oh, nice. Okay, so you saw a pattern here with that 10 a.m. fake out. It's really important to always look out for things like that. Probably should have managed risk when the red wick candle formed after entry. What time frame is this? This is a 1 minute. You know, I mean, like this was a main. I thought this was. I didn't even see this entry. I thought this was gonna be the main entry. Here, break those highs. That's a nice one. You got the SMA crossover right there. Not sure why you took this one. But yeah, I think that was like the one right there. Price to move up above this whole zone. Boom, boom, boom. Then distribute. Did like a small little break and retest. Came back to check out some orders before getting more orders in to continue pushing price up bullish. When the market does that, it's not always like coming back to get you. It's not like always going to be dangerous candlestick that's just going to fake you out. It usually comes down, and then because that's why I usually said, like, for me, my signal will stay valid until the stop loss hits, right? Because the way the market operates is whenever it comes down like this, it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? It could come back down to retest the entries to keep moving in that direction, because that's how markets flow. You're gonna see most of a lot of the time, like, the market loves to come and retest things. Broke my rule of 1 trade per session after seeing possible liquidity grab, mark yellow. That's okay, as long as you realize, like, maybe this trade was a trade that, or rather, let me just put it this way: as long as you saw that this trade was a cleaner entry, at least you identified this. You know, we also have like very nice range here. I'm sure on the higher time frames, this is cleaner traffic. for price to move up. And there's also a scaling opportunity right over there too at the break of those highs to keep moving up bullish. Very nice clean drawdown. Zero drawdown on that. Like pretty much just broke and then moved up. Same as here, pretty much just broke and moved up. All confirmations that then if you just gotta study like what's in the WAP database, then you gotta put those things together there. It's trying to do something similar right now as that trade. See if we can get that continuation. Can re-breaks above 141.65 over there. Hey, Karim Him. Thank you for the sub. Gold just flipped the daily. Yeah, it's trying. It's really trying to push off this area here. So it just came back to retest. Markets love to retest. See, that's what I mean. Just came back to retest that area. They love to retest, but you can't always rely on a retest, because if you're gonna always wait for retest, especially with gold, you sometimes just get, you know, price to do this. Or just keep going without you. So on gold, I don't typically like to wait for retest. It's only like if I see it. Let's say if I didn't take a trade right now, then I see a retest playing out. That's a pretty nice confluence. Because, you know, like every day you come onto the charts, it won't always be the same PA. You might come onto the chart the same exact time, but you saw like there was a trade that previously played out. So you're on the chart now after the trade has played out, that you can see in hindsight what's going on there. What's your take on gold? Will it break high yesterday or start fall from the zone? I wanted to go up. I wanted to at least go take out the Asia highs by 41.69. Right now it's been trying to move up. It's still distributing from this area over here. When it broke those highs, it's just low volume. A similar thing that happened in pre-London are these sort of like pullbacks. So that's the only thing I would be cautious about, are these like pullbacks. Because it's not moving in a straight line, you know, like we typically like it to. See, like every time we break key structure, it starts to pull down. And I think that's mainly due to the USD bank holiday. Kind of hoping that volume will just kick in soon. Doesn't kick in, I'm gonna go watch Stranger Things. I think it should be out now. How many episodes of Stranger Things are out on Netflix? Hey, GJ, we don't look at that GJ thing here.
We don't do that here.
I know it says that we do, but we don't like to. 4 episodes? Oh, nice. Very nice. I like. Still need to watch some recaps though. Do I think it's gonna hit 4,200? Yeah, I mean that's a target. That's a weekly target. Maybe like leaning more into tomorrow, since if this bank holiday is really gonna affect us. But tomorrow we don't have anything. Tomorrow we don't have no news. Just Canadian dollar if you trade the CAD. If you're gonna be trading out and about during 8:30 a.m. over here, then you gotta watch out for Canadian dollar news. The Canadians in South Park, the way they're animated, so funny. We pretend GJ doesn't exist. Yeah, GJ doesn't exist. We got Nvidia here holding the line by 166.88. Nvidia must not take this support. Should not break for Nvidia. Nvidia is going to do a lot better if it holds this range and then starts consolidating a bit longer to have the new breakout. And then when it breaks out, Nvidia is heading towards like $300 at that point. It's going to be looking at $300. Next milestone for this thing. Maybe it's a bit too soon for the AI bubble, right? If AI really is a bubble, and that's what people are saying. Oh, look at this beautiful breakout right here on the weekly. Look how nice that looks. Boom, boom, boom. Zero drawdown. Clean traffic. I mean, clean push. Got that nice SMA confluence. Amazing, 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 amazing. Yeah, but if AI is not really a bubble, or even if it is a bubble, I think it could still bubble a bit more up here. I don't feel like it's really high, to be honest. It doesn't feel like it. Hey, buddy, can I get in longs now? No. You can. Nobody's stopping you, but I don't know. That's up to you. Because right now I don't see anything. I know there's a setup currently at play, but there's low volume. You know, the daily is not trending right now. It's at 0%. So how can you gonna expect price to move anywhere? No, just chill, drink some water, enjoy the water. Drink more water. See if that break and retest is gonna actually hold here now. It's really struggling. It might be a reversal confluence. We might see the daily just dump and maybe not even meet those Asia highs, but it's gonna depend on whether we can hold this support level right over here, or if price starts to break below those wicks, then there's a pretty good chance that that's gonna reverse, and then we're gonna get like a very strong push to the downside, or that's what we would ideally expect, right? Because it is inverting. You see, it's giving that warning signal, which is now, if you invert the scale, it's going to you look like an inverted head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder to pop back up to fake these previous players out right here. So the market is giving them like insurance right now to lose less. It's giving them like a little bit of a warning over there. Try to replicate the previous two. This was a nice trade. What I'm looking at here. Oh, nice chart, nice chart, nice chart. I like the threading on your chart here. It looks very nice. Sells bias. Buying momentum declining, double rejection on resistance price. Respected resistance. Left clear range. Nice. Left clear range. That's good. That's really good. Support formed, buy bias, overall trend bullish, left clear range, support formed and respected. Okay, take your time, master your patience, persistence, and profits. Amazing. Yeah, you have to master those three things. Those. Nice little breakout happening here. It might actually end up selling this stream, guys. And the 5 minutes looking like a liquidity grab situation that just broke above 41.65 right here. It's still yet to take out key lows such as those by 41.62. Confirm that reversal play. Let's see what happens. Inching lower and lower every minute candle. Yeah, most of the time, like when price actually moves like this, it would take out the low. You see price already is like slowly trickling down. I'd rather a fast move down. If I take a buy, I'd rather have a fast move, like go kind of like towards, say, stop loss. Because for me, that's safer because of the pullbacks than a trickle. Man, a trickle down, candles just closing and moving towards your stop loss. Even if you get that bullish candlestick go in your favor for a bit, it can still come back. It's much more riskier than if you just get a one big candle. Then you're like, okay, maybe it was just like trying to stop hunt to pull up again. But yeah, that was a move basically. It was like a buy here off this little accumulation break, which was also a smaller one, a small accumulation to a bigger accumulation break. And then with clean range on the left hand side for price to keep moving up to fill that range area over there. Just so price sweep Asia high, potential sell forming. Yeah, gotta wait for the potential sell here. It wants to do something. It's just lacking. It's just lacking orders. I believe there's just not enough orders in there. Hey, Kamar, thank you for the sub. The buyers really need to hodl that area. Hodl. It's like accumulating next to this previous one. So we want to see volumes coming in, then it breaks and then keeps pushing. Then in that case, if it doesn't fake below, just want to see it move somewhere. Because this is also still a bit risky for me because in this current market condition, yeah, it could break, but it could start pulling back down again like it did here. And then you see it breaks a high and then it pulls down again. Then it could do the same thing again for the third time, break the high and then pull down again. So we'd rather see it like actually move. Like something like boom, boom, like this. You could still do it, take the trade, but it's just not the ideal in terms of context of the market. It's not ideal. Like even if you see like these other breakouts here, this is a London Open breakout situation. It pushed about like 20 pips over there. How much was the break? Yeah, it was at the break of that wick. And pushed up quite nicely, but you see still getting that pull back. Still getting that pull back. Then break above the highs, pulling back. So that's the current characteristic of this market over here. So that already gives you a good sense of what to expect for the rest of the day, especially if you're trying to do like funded programs, funding challenges, it's trying to get those runners. Like you're already kind of getting a feel of the market, what it's doing at this present time. See if it breaks. Come on, break. Oh, there we go. Nice break. Can it finally just move without any retracements? It's doing like a parabolic build to do an explosive move up and down. It's like slowly trickling. Like this is the most immediate trend. Although the daily is not yet trending, this is the most immediate trend. Still slowly trickling up bullish. Heading towards that 41.69. Looking like a rocket right now. Oh, damn. Let's see. Is it going to pull back down again? You know, at this rate, it's going to take forever to get to where we need to be. Just want a clean entry for 45 pips so I can get my daily target and close this laptop. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Like having daily target that strict is usually a bad idea, because now you're going to take a trade and then you can dig the hole deeper than just the 3 to 5 pips. Rather just call it a day. Man, only 3 to 5 pips, that's nothing. Don't set yourself a daily target, because that's going to mess with your psychology. Just get what you could have got for today and then call it a day. That daily target thing, now you take a trade. If you lose that trade, you're going to have to take another trade. If you lose that trade, you want to take another trade. And you know, at that point, it's like, it's not worth it. Setting targets, daily, weekly, monthly targets really mess up your psychology. You should just focus on the craft. Just see what you can get for the day based off of your execution, and then call it a day. Oh, quiet without extremer today? Yes. Quiet without extremer. People are super busy here towards the end of the year. If this hourly closes above that resistance, we might see those buys soon. See how the 4-hour looks. Got 4-hour resistance. See this 4-hour resistance? Oh, that's going to give us some trouble over here. So our candlesticks have really struggled before in the past. You can see how many wicks are just within this 4-hour resistance. I think that's why people are looking for sells. A sell based off something like this. But I would love to see price blow through that area. Because if we can get through that zone, because we retested so many times, we keep retesting, it should be becoming weaker. Then, yeah, with that 4-hour clean range on the left-hand side, that would be pretty nice. Pretty nice range over there. I gotta get through this trickle. You see this? Like little barcoding, and look at how tight the candlesticks are kind of are to each other. See, now it's creating that new higher high and then pulling back down. So that's the thing you gotta be cautious of if you're looking for breakouts today. Because in this current environment, the breakout is not playing that great. The thing with this one right here, it had the London Open catalyst to prop it up more than usual, right? More than it's doing right now. Because that was like 23 pips. This is like about 12 pips. And then this one right here is about like 5 pips. So that was the only variable which was changed, or which was different right there. London Open. So be cautious. Yeah, I think the whole area is tough for price. Yep. But I would love to see a bank holiday actually perform. You know, it's been a while and they do perform from time to time. See, gold prices supported by growing bets US rate cuts will fall. Gold prices steady but remain elevated on strengthening bets that the US Federal Reserve will cut rates in December. Higher interest rates weigh on non-yielding assets like gold. Confidence in lower rates grew further as Kevin Hassett, a top economic advisor of President Trump and known for a dovish stance, emerged as the leading candidate of the next Fed chair. Oh, Kevin Hassett. This guy is gonna be a Trump puppet. Trump is gonna say, "Hey Kevin, I need to make $1 billion this month, so you have to hike the rates this time. We gotta hike the rates, Kevin. We got to hike the rates. We just gave everybody a stimulus of $2,000. We need the money back." Then Kevin's gonna say, "Okay, sir, you got it." Not like Powell. Him and Powell are just on two different spectrums over there. But you know, it's not like Trump's gonna try to put this guy in power here. Kevin Hassett probably becomes front runner. He's a front runner for the Fed chair. So instead of Powell, I'm gonna miss Powell. Trading doesn't have a ring or a zing to it like when Powell was in charge, does it? I don't know. We're gonna make memes of Kevin Hassett. Good evening, everybody. Kevin Hassett. Gonna miss Powell. Yeah, but this guy's gonna be the front runner over here. He still looks a bit too nice. He looks like Trump can definitely manipulate this guy compared to Powell, because Powell was in charge for quite a long time there. This guy's a veteran, and no bullshit. Look at this guy. Look at this guy right here, Mr. Powell. Come on, Powell. Do us good for your last run. Your last decisions here. Yeah, this guy is worth a... You know how much Powell is worth? I think he's worth a few $1 million over there. Tens of millions. Powell's net worth is estimated between 20 and 55 million as of 2019. I wonder why, Mr. Powell. I wonder why. Tell you, man, like, life is all a game of rich versus poor. Like, when you get to politics and all these other things, they're all distractions. All of that stuff is distractions. But yeah, it's gonna be a new era here with Kevin. It's gonna be fun. The fact that Trump was the one that appointed Powell was hilarious. Oh, and then he turned on him. Powell with the little yachty walk was a banger. That was a nice meme. I made that meme, and for some reason I couldn't post it on Instagram. Like, Instagram took it down. There's always volume on bank holiday. It just moves slower. Yeah, I mean, it's just like bursts of volume, but it's not something that gives you confidence, really. Where can we catch Nas 100 move? You gotta send in more charts. Send in a chart to Discord once in a while. Why don't we see your idea? Do you think it's a good idea to trade the whole day like 9-to-5 job? Obviously not. That's how you're gonna lose money. Do you think it's a good idea to sit at the casino all day? Probably not. You could go to a casino for an hour, make a good amount of money, but the more you sit there, the more money you're gonna lose. It's just the same thing as in trading. You come into trading, and the beautiful thing is you don't have to trade. Not like a casino where you have to play. They're gonna ask you like, you can't just sit at a table and not play. So here you can sit and wait. It's like literally counting cards. You're just waiting for the deck to get hot, and then you're gonna put your cards on the table. Right? You're gonna take a trade, and then that's it. Then you call it a day. Less trades, man, is gonna equal more money. Because you get to keep what you make. Let's say it's gonna try another breaky again above this wick by 41.66. It likes a pullback again. Yeah, we're really struggling here. Look at that daily. It's only up 0.7%, 0.07. But it's formed a pretty healthy bottom wick. In this scenario here, if this is the bottom wick to skyrocket price, it's a pretty healthy bottom wick here. Keep moving up to like 4,200-ish for the week. That's a weekly target. I'd say the weekly time frame does still have juice in it to get up there. Oh, we got a new hourly open. It's about to come in here. Buy resistance. Look at this. This is a whole rejection zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a whole rejection zone that we need to get through, which is also kind of like a... It's a head and shoulders, but it's not like super clear. But you can kind of see like left shoulder, head, right shoulder. and also like stuck in accumulation. So it's currently inside of this range at this very moment, right? You got support resistance, bouncing off support. Now we're at resistance. See what's gonna happen up here. Beautiful little accumulation breakout that happened there with a clean traffic too. You can see it right here. Dun, 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 and then came down to fill this range. And look at this, filled up the range. It's on the 1 hour time frame. You can see it, 1 hour confluence for price to get a runner. Maybe execute on the 1 minute there as we do, and then expecting with a higher time frame that the hourly candle will fill that range on the HTF. Then right to the T. Boom, range filled, price moved up. Look at this little mini range right here on the hourly. Boom, that's the range that filled. This is the one from this morning that we took a buy base off of, right? And then that range has been filled right over here. So now what's next? What's next for price? If we already filled this range and we fill this range, what can price do next? You know, that's a big question. Where's the breadcrumbs gonna be? Where's the direction gonna be? Yeah, wait for structure. Maybe it's gonna come down like this, create a support, then break to come down. Or if it's just gonna break with volume these highs and then get the daily to trend a bit more. I think those are the two things, because there's gonna be a lot of heavy lifting over here for the market to get through this. And if we're still in a range, we're kind of still in a range, right? It's got resistance, you got support, so might still see it come back down. Might just trade that range today and then get Friday to actually have the move to the upside. Too many pullbacks? Yeah, too many pullbacks. You're not catching much of a runner right now. Heck, even getting like a pretty decent push seems to be like a challenge so far. Because every time it breaks the wick highs, it like pulls down. Unless you're getting trades within ranges inside these areas, but there's no confirmations. Because they're pretty tight. It's pretty tight PA here. So how can you get a trade like within here to like get a move to move up within that small ass range? Like, it's not big ranges. Now look at the selling pressure coming in with that kiss of death. Right over there. 8 SMA right on top of that 1 minute candles. Just completely push it down. See, that thing is about like 30 pips. So that's why it's like, you see now the daily's back at 0%. You see the daily has become a doji. Back to being a doji. So that's why I think like there's still a chance. You see volume is coming in finally. The market's waking up a little bit more here. Yes. Yes, that's what we want to see, Goldie.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
That's what we want to see. Just like wake up like this. That's a good Goldie right there. It did like that shield effect thing that we usually talk about on the 5 minute, when it creates like a wick. Then that wick acts like a shield for price, and then price kind of rolls over within that zone, that area where there's like a long wick. I remember the day I learned that was based off a 4 hour time frame, where I realized when the 4 hours have like long wicks like that, then they're kind of getting respected. Then I started seeing it happen more on the lower time frames there too. But oh, late! Look at this dump over here. Hey Jason, thanks for the sub. Look at this dump. Whoa. That is awesome. Yes. You see how fast market can change? If you're just a little patient. Look at how fast the whole thing is just changing right now. 0.15%. Come on, let's keep going. Let's keep going. It's at 4 hour resistance, chat. Like, we're still in that range, remember? This is that area, I think, why people are going to be looking for shorts, as we mentioned, like a 4 hour resistance with multiple wicks right above here. You see, you're still at the top of the range. Even look at like hourly candles. Like, it's a lot of heavy lifting, as we mentioned, you know, for price to get through these zones. So if you're ranging and moving sideways, then yeah, this is like a John Wick area. We like to call it. Sells are the tops, buys are the lows. But still no confirmation for me, at least for this session. TP58 done. And did you get a Vic? No, I think you gotta listen. You gotta listen to me. I'm waiting for price to trend. I'm waiting for it to move. This is just new hourly. I think the way you could have caught this move is if you are waiting for the new hourly open, because this hourly was still bullish. What's the probability that this candle gives you the sell? You know, what's the probability? It's still bullish. It's still bullish. It still would need to close. It's harder for it to give you the sell than it is for the next candlestick to open up and then just move in that direction. Like barely even created a top wick over there. Waterfalls. Hourly bottom wick to fly. If we're moving down, we might as well just keep moving down. Right? Might as well just keep pushing. Catch it a little bit down there. Don't worry about missing a trade. Y'all sometimes too worried about missing trades. You just don't know the abundance of moves in the market. Like when you see something like this, you're gonna feel FOMO that you're not in the trade, correct? But this thing can push down like another 100 pips. I'm still gonna look for a sell even down here as it's coming down like this, and then look for continuation. This is just a start. This is a warm-up. PA is still warming up here. Of course, it's not the ideal situation that the London has opened without a trend, because now we have to wait for it to actually move first. I mean, ideally, you would like to have like price already been moving since the pre-London Asia session and then get that London volume kick in for the directional continuation. But here we didn't have directional continuation, so of course we're going to come in a little bit later, but it's still going to be okay. Like you can never call out like tops and bottoms in the market. There's always going to be a dip and a dippity dip and a dippity dip dip dip. So every time you try and catch the dip, there's another dip. So stop trying to catch dips, because that clearly does not work for a lot of people. We're just looking for continuations.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Come on, Goldie, get down here. Give Goldie a whip. Whip Goldie to the lows. Well, where's it targeting? Let's go in the kill zones. It's looking at the Asia lows. So if you're not gonna hit the Asia highs by 41.69, maybe if price continues to move down and you got clean range on the 30-minute. You see, because the thing is, price didn't create structure here. It didn't create a support to break the lows. Maybe on the 1 minute you could have, based off like the fact that we're moving sideways and we have rejections up here, the small little accumulation. But on that higher time frame, it didn't create structure to move down. It would have been nicer to create like a support to move down, similar like how, you know, price can create structure like a resistance here to move up, or like resistance points like this here to move up. Right, this is having like a V-shaped reversal right now, but it has clean range, at least on the 30 down towards 41, 46. And also 15-minute, you got a few speed bumps over there, but at least the 30 and the hourly looks a lot cleaner too. Looks a whole lot cleaner here to keep moving down. Hey, 94 more pips over there. See that 4 hour? Look at the way the 4 hour here is rejecting. See, pretty difficult zone for price to move. It tried to move. It tried to accumulate to break the highs, but it couldn't. You know, every time it broke the highs, it would start to pull down. So I think eventually the sellers just kicked in. So that would be, I would say, kind of like a target, potential target. That's just back down there by the daily lows. Although it's counterintuitive to what the weekly should actually be doing, which is going to 4,200 because of the interest rate cuts. Potentially interest rate cuts at like 85%, 81, 4%. It's counterintuitive that it would actually break the lows, because that's going to be like really big break to pull down. Whereas we could just be creating that bottom wick maybe even close like a doji today, and then get the next daily candles to follow through and hit our weekly targets here by 4200. But you know, like that's something that the market, that's up to the market, that's not up to me. That's up to the market. So we do our analysis and just wait for confirmations to execute. That's it. I don't like speculating too much all the time, but it's really important to understand where price could still be heading. I jumped in front of the fireworks before and let it hit me because it was heading for my niece. Everyone ran away. Oh, there's something else. Would you try to catch a falling knife? Yeah, you wouldn't. People are trying to catch falling knife. It's doing that boundary thing again here with that long wick. See how it's kind of like bottoming out? It was trying to pull up there again. Like flirting with 0.13% negative. We need to kind of come down till somewhere around here. Oh, that's pretty much the range. Damn. That's a freaking range that's gonna be corrected. A huge candle. This thing just took out 1, 2, 3, 4. It's taking about 4 candles with it. Holy. Let's see. When you take 1 minute consolidation plays, do you place stops at 16 pips or do you look at structure? Oh, I just put it at 16 pips if there's no structure. Usually that's a sweet spot. If you want like a tighter stop. But even like maybe a 0.5 could not be so bad. But anyway, if price comes to 16 pips, it's not like I immediately close it at 16 pips. You know what I mean? It's like if it comes like right here, I don't immediately close it at 16 pips, then I'm gonna say, oh man, you lost the trade. I wait for it to break through that level. I wait for it to break through that level a bit and then I close it. I would say like 16 pips. If you want to be like super mechanical, maybe like 17, then you can say, okay, at 17 I fully close. Then. But I like to monitor. Like for me, it's all about efficiency, right? It's all about efficiency. I like to see the moment how price reacts off certain zones. Like even as a take profit, like around 16 pips, pretty good. You see even like this morning's trade, it hit a 16 and then started like pull down, right? But obviously price can still run a lot more past those zones. But in trading, I always find it better to be under analyzed than like under analyzed in terms of take profit, stop loss, like trying to get as efficient as possible than too optimistic, like even if I put my stops, let's say at 20 pips break even, like we typically do on stream, I don't really have to hit it 20 pips. Maybe it gets to like 19.45, whatever, then I put my stop to break even. But it's just all about just being cautious, because there's rounds to profit taking. You see like a situation like this, 16 pip stop loss and 16 pip TP. You see there's rounds to this. That's why like the way I trade, I see market from certain levels. Like I see the scalpers and how scalpers operate compared to how the people who hold trades longer also operate. That's why we have a situation where price can do that perfectly and come down. but it still has that a potential to always run. Like if you've seen one thing about my trades, I always give them a really good chance that they become like very nice runners, right? That they can just keep pushing up like this. Correct? And you see, what about the retests that I said? Like markets love to retest as well. Like that's something naturally happens in the markets too. So the way I look at charts and the way I look at candles, I let it flow. I don't box up trading in a sense to say like, oh, you know, okay, now it stopped me out of break even and it's gone against me, or it came so close to my stop loss and then it reversed. Like you gotta just look at the market for what the PA is telling you. Like if you're gonna find a lot of the times, for example, price will reject a certain support area after filling a range, then why not just take your profit or pull your stop to break even, or just manage your trade based off like market structure? You know, why always involve emotions? You don't have to involve emotions. And each trade is going to be slightly different, right? Like some trades give you amazing runners, amazing opportunities, right? That's why this month got some pretty nice runners over here. Got this one, got this one. Some trades give you amazing opportunities, and then other trades and on specific days like this, you'd rather just be a bit more cautious. So again, there's no escaping the skill. When it comes to trading, yes, you can have a strategy, but you still need that experience and in the charts, like reading candles. You still have to be able to read candlesticks and differentiate like a good day from a bad day. And like days with a lot of opportunity to days with like not as much opportunity, correct? Like there's no escaping it. Like I think people think they can escape the skill by learning a strategy. A strategy that will just tell you like take this trend line over here, and when it bounces off it, you're gonna take a buy. Right? People think they're gonna escape it like that. You're not gonna escape it like that, my friend. It's going to build your character. Even a simple strategy like a trend line bounce can be very technical, and based off the person who uses it, they're gonna see the market slightly differently, you know, based off like experience. Also like how to draw it too. Like sometimes what's the most efficient way to draw it, the wicks, candle bodies. So no escaping the skill. Like even for me, like, oh, look at this. Beautiful. Coming down here. Very nice. About like 20 pips, 27 pips. Even for me, after learning the strategy after a year and then becoming like somehow somehow consistent, somehow profitable, I still needed the character development. I still needed to learn about these other things, like how do the macros really affect and move with the price. Still getting better with my risk management, like how to lose less, how to trade less, know when to trade, know when not to trade. Even with understanding how to take the entry, that was not a problem. It was not how can I manage that in the long term by managing my risk and then looking at the broader context of the market. That takes a little time, but at least if you understand the entry though, I'll tell you one thing. If you at least understand the entry and know where to be getting in, where most profitable traders you can imagine are getting in, because in a whole day, there's, for me, the way I think about it, there's a certain amount of moves that you can catch. Let's say in a session then, from London Open, 3 a.m. Eastern to 6 a.m. Eastern, you have 3 1-hour candles. And your job is to see how can I catch one of these 1-hour candles. There's only a finite amount of ways that each of those hourly candles can be efficiently caught consistently using the same strategy, right? Because for me, my strat can give me every hourly candle, maybe like 1 or 2 entries per hourly candle. Now it's my job to decide if I want to take that entry, you know, based off the context of what the market is currently doing. And that's a part that I think really keeps you in the game for the long term. But at least understanding the entry and finding it in each one of those hourly candles is an amazing start, because most people, they're going to take years and years learning to trade because they can't even identify that entry consistently. But if you can identify the entry, man, at that point, the rest of it is just like light work, light character development on a daily basis, but at least you can identify it. right? So you have like you have something to build on. You got like a foundation now, a proper one. That's your consistency. That's how you're gonna find it. Get that entry model that you can see and you can execute without hesitation. Like when you see it, you see it, right? That's why sometimes we come onto stream and immediately when the stream starts, like, yes, look at this, just exactly the same thing I want to say. Like yesterday's trade, right? 6 minutes into stream, we just saw it and we executed. Simple. W trade, because you see it, it's right there. There's no second guessing, there's no analysis paralysis. You see it, you execute. Awesome. That's an amazing place to be. The rest of that is just going to be like, it's just going to take you time to build character and discipline to know when to trade and when not to trade. But at least you know, if you see it, you execute. Simple. Sometimes when our record is 0 minutes into stream, soon as the London session opens, we're in. We already see it. No hesitation. Execution. Because, you know, that execution is quite important there. You can't be a trader without execution, right? A lot of us are analysts. We're really good at analysis. You know, we can analyze things, but we can't make money from it. So there's a huge difference between analysis and execution. You're going to be an analyst at Bloomberg. There's a different guy from the guy who takes the trades. I was planning to sell and saw your video where you were waiting for smaller retracement for buy, and here we are now. Yeah, now I'm actually waiting for sell, but I'm waiting for price to move down a bit more. But you see, it's like the volume is coming back in. Execution requires guts and conviction. Yeah, it does. It needs a lot of conviction. Yeah, execute on things that... And you know the thing that I noticed? You're never 100% sure. Like, okay, you're 100% sure. How do I put this? Yes, you see the setup. You can execute on it based off of the sample sizing you've done and you know that's the setup. But there's always that voice at the back of your head that always says, oh, you know, this could have been a little bit perfect. This could have looked a little bit better. Sometimes that voice kicks in, right? And I feel like that's become like a natural thing as well in my trading. Like if you even look at yesterday's trade, it was a good trade. But if you watch the way we execute, I was saying things like, you know, like, okay, you know, we want to see it like perform in a certain way so we can get like a very good signal. Like, for example, let me just say this, right? If a candlestick is consolidating and let's say there's a wick right over here and we want that wick to break. So ideally what we would like to see is that when it starts to break out, we just get one candlestick break through that level to show us momentum, right? But sometimes the wick is long, so it takes a little build up before we break those highs. So you can have one candlestick like this, right? So I really would need the second one to break and then continue to move up bullish, right? But the ideal situation would have been if the first one had just done it in one go. That's the cleanest. So this is like reducing probability, but it's still valid. It's still valid. Now, if you get a candlestick do this and close like that, oh man, at that point, you really need conviction that price is heading towards that certain direction, because candles don't typically move like that and close like this when there's momentum, when there's conviction in the market. Because now when we break on that third candle, yes, it could still play out, but you really need conviction, right? You really need conviction that we're moving up. So that's more ideal in a situation that you can see price really trending, right? They're just these smaller things which play like a really big role depending on the overall context of what the market is doing. So you're never like 100% confident, you know, but you're confident based off the sample sizing data that you have that there's a probability of one thing, and that's all that trading is a probability of one thing happening over the other thing. So even if your setup isn't the cleanest, still a higher probability of one thing happening over the other thing based on the context of where you're taking the trade. But that's building blocks, right? That's building blocks. What we want to get you is a foundation first. Can we get you a seat at the table? Because some people can't even get the seat at the table. They can't even get an opportunity to get stuck into a trade, which can be a good running trade or just in general a good trade, right? So if you can at least get yourself a seat at the table and be getting execution on areas that price actually distributes from, then the rest of it is just like, it's just going to take time, a little bit of experience. You're just going to get better with the psychological parts of trading. But do you have a solid foundation? That's the question. Because if you got a strategy and your strategy is losing, now imagine losing here at the foundation. Now imagine how that's going to be for the psychology as well. It's much difficult, right? It's more difficult. You got a losing strategy and now you still got to work at psychology. So we just want to get you at a level that at least you can be getting stuck in, have like a solid foundation to help you create, those good habits to keep pushing yourself up and up and up. That's why it takes long for people. Because, just finding that sit at the table sometimes can take people years. I'm going to tell you, like, I found it by accident. I literally found my strategy almost by accident. Like, if you ask me how I found it to this day, I still can't fully tell you the day or how I really properly found it. Because these are the things that I used to paper trade. Like, for example, when I was doing Fibonacci entry models, I was also paper trading other things that the markets were doing, like, and how the market was reacting based off of other things, right? So then, like, somehow it just like comes all together. It's like the more you mess around, the more you find out, and you're always refining every single day, always trying to get better. Like, if you go on my highlights on my Instagram, you're gonna see I've been taking these trades since like 2021. You're gonna see me explaining those trades. It's the same setup, but the mentality and psychology was different. You'll see I was scaling in more. I was approaching it slightly different, but the entry was the same. The entry, confirmation, the stop loss, all that was the same. The thing that changed over the years was the psychology, but the entry was the same because I had a foundation. I could get the seat at the table. Yesterday I was listening to a real gold trader. He said gold will go back to 3,500. That's all speculation, man. There's nobody who's going to tell you like gold's going to go to 3,500 and it's going to go to 3,500. Like, the only thing that you got to listen to are people with a track record of maybe having those situations play out. Like, if you look at the guy from The Big Short who predicted the housing bubble and how it was going to crash, he's predicting that AI is a bubble and he already sold most of his Nvidia shares. Right? This guy has a track record of actually, and they made a movie about him, of actually predicting something like that. So when he says something like that, you're going to listen more than if somebody else, like, without that track record tells you that, because that's all speculation when it comes to the higher time frames. Man, we've seen it ourselves. You don't even have to look back. Like, literally last week, interest rate cuts were at 30%. This week, they're at 80%. So how can this guy know so far in advance that price is going to go all the way down here to 3,500? How can he know this? He has to work his way through all the interest rate decisions. Like, he has to think of all the macro fundamentals, everything, the war, Russia, Ukraine. He literally has to be in the minds of these people. Like, how can he do that? How will he know what Putin will do next? How will he know what this new guy is going to do, who's going to be a new Federal Reserve, Kevin? Like, what his policies are going to be like. How does he know all of these things? That's a huge dump. For me, whenever something like that happens, I would need to see like some serious due diligence. Like, I want this guy to really run me through scenarios, right? Or run me through reasons as to why gold, a safe haven asset, which will only ever go up because gold is precious, why he thinks that gold of all things is going to come down like that far back down. Because the thing with Bitcoin, Bitcoin is like speculation. It's just all gambling. But gold, man, gold is what people invest in. It's like, if the world goes to shit, then gold is going up. And if you look at our history, our economy, it's not a perfect economy. Our economy is going to have cycles of depression. Our economies always get like depression. You know, we're always getting depression because at some point, like it kind of stops working. Then the banks need to come in and then bail us out. If you look at history, it's not a perfect system, but it's a system that we have and it works for now. So that's why I think like gold is super precious and it's always going to be going up. It's also very scarce on the planet. It's a rare earth material, so it's like really important. So these are just the things that when I look at the higher time frame, I would say it's much easier for us to anticipate price going for the week towards like 4,200 over here, based off of the fact that interest rates just exploded this week to 80% on easing. 4,200 is like a medium term. And it's much easier for us to also say something like all-time highs once we get the FOMC in the next 13 days. And if we do get the easing, then it's much more likely possibility that we're going to make this jump. And you see, we're going with the market. We're like jumping. We're jumping with the market. We're not predicting. We're not trying to speculate and say these things and try and look really smart when it does play out. We're trying to like go with the market. Trying to flow with the market. So that's how I think you're going to approach a higher time frames and macro fundamentals. Just take those little jumps. Take those little jumps. Because if you take big jumps, you're going to fall. You're going to fall on your butt. It's little jumps. Like even on the lower time frames, you see like right here, say like little jump. That's all you need. Look at this. Clean range from here to here. That's the trade from this morning. Right? We're looking at targets by 15-minute resistance. 41.66. Little jump. Look at that. It came up towards resistance. Then you had profit taking. With that new hourly candlestick open, it filled up the range. Right to the T. See? Just like even taking trades like in the market. Like if you're a fighter, if you're a boxer, you don't want to like swing all the time. If you're always swinging all the time, then you're going to get knocked out. First of all, you're going to wind yourself out. You're going to get tired. And then eventually you're just going to get knocked out. That's why if you watch Floyd Mayweather, greatest boxer, bro, he's always like this. He's always like this. He's playing the point system. He understands boxing, the point system. He doesn't really fight much. You know, he doesn't fight much, but he makes it count. He makes it count. Those little jabs, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. Then when the match is over, you're like, damn, this guy actually racked up a lot of points. You know, that's what trading is. You want to rack up your points, but you don't rack up your points by doing this. You know, you got to like take small pieces out of the market every single day. That's how you rack up points. Right? Just small pieces, you keep it moving. Small pieces, you keep it moving. Just the same way I can relate to you. That's the same way I play video games. Like you see in Battlefield, I can always be top 5 because I've figured out the point system. I'll always be top 5 if I'm not at the top of the leaderboard. Always be top 5 because it's a point system, right? Instead of running into the battle, trying to catch all the kills, you gotta catch more deaths, you know? So you gotta find ways to get those points. And getting the points usually is it's not big swings. It's usually like these small plays with like a bit of confluence every now and then. Just small plays with a bit of confluence. Like so in Battlefield, my confluence smoke grenades give me a few points over there and like a bunch of other tricks, but that's my edge. You know, I think like every trader like has to find an edge. Like in Battlefield 6 is like King Woods in the chat. It's all a point system. Life is all about points. Are you much better off going to the gym once every 2 weeks, but really, you know, really hitting the gym, like really putting your body through it? Or are you better going to the gym like consistently every single week? Right? Is it more valuable for you to be motivated in one day and really give it your all and then for the rest of the week you're not as motivated anymore? Or is it better to just like get those small wins every single day? At least you can get a small win, right? Every day. Those compound a lot more better than just the spikes. The spikes like this. That's why even in trading, your equity curve should look like this. It should look like this. Gradual progression, right? If you show me an equity curve that looks like this, you know, that's quite volatile. Even though they're profitable, I'm wondering like, why are they having these crazy swings? Like, what's going on in these situations? And if you look into that, you're going to see some kind of inconsistencies in maybe psychology or management, risk management, which is very it's just not nice. In life, it's all about consistencies. All right, 0.20%. It's accumulating, maybe like small continuation soon. I trade on the 1 minute. Yeah, I'll just trade on the 1 minute. 1 minute is my favorite time frame. The 1 minute is where all the bigger moves come off from. Usually is a 1 minute time frame. Hey, AD, welcome. Oh, I got a bank holiday today. Let's go 4,200. Yeah. I think gold will hit 5,000 in a few months. What is it? Goldman Sachs are looking at 5K for 2026. But I think definitely like even past 5K for 2026. What I've noticed is whenever Goldman Sachs and these hedge funds give those psychological marks, they're very conservative about like what they're saying, or at least that's what they tell the media, right? They're just very conservative on their numbers. But what I think is they actually have other numbers. They're not sharing with you the numbers for obvious reasons. So whenever I see them say stuff like 5,000 by 2026, I'm like, okay, but yeah, definitely. Like 5K, we're already at 4,100. We already tapped 4,400-ish. Like 5K is really not that big of a deal. So it's more interesting to think like, what do they actually think gold is going to go to, you know? Like, because this year, for example, the year started at, let's see, this is 2025 right here. The year started at 2,800, and we got to, let's say for 4,400-ish. That's 66%. You know, pretty big jump this year. So 5K is like very short, still like short we could even hit 5K by the first quarter, like in January. If we get these rate cuts and then see for December that price keeps moving up to fill this range, we could definitely see 5K in the first quarter in January. But we'll have to see how that unfolds, because once we get this rate cut, I think the next rate cut is just gonna take maybe within I don't think the next rate cut's gonna be in the first quarter of 2026. I think that's gonna still take some time to build up, just like what happened this year as well, right? Look at this. January was still kind of slow. We didn't really have any macro fundamentals. Ended off January at like 14%, February about like 20%, but the volume really started to kick in later. It later started to come in. Can't remember which month it was exactly, but then volume really started to come in here. Man, especially I think July, 50%. Yeah, July was a crazy month. There was so much volume and so many setups in July. I took like 51 trades in July. It was just insane amount of moves. And also very predictable moves. You know, very predictable moves. So we'll see, because after these rate cuts, we really have to wait for that next catalyst, whatever that's going to be. Whether it's going to be another rate cut, or maybe we don't get the rate cut and maybe it gets pushed towards the first quarter. That could also be a possibility. Markets want this profit or double it and give it to the next person. All my homies like the 1 minute. 1 minute's nice. It's really nice. The problem is like people find sometimes a discipline to trade the 1 minute difficult, because there's always a setup, right? Okay, depending on how you trade, you're gonna see more signals depending on your strategy. But for my strategy, I'll say roughly around like maybe 1 or 2 signals per hourly candlestick. So it helps with discipline when you know the consistency and frequency, like the consistency of how often you get setups. Alright, so it's quite important to know that sample sizing, because some people they strategy hop a lot, because they'll go maybe a Monday without a move, Tuesday without a move, maybe even a Wednesday without a move, and then start questioning whether they know what they're actually doing. So you gotta also understand the consistency of your setups, how often they come. Some people take weeks, like some people they can go a week without a trade, 2 weeks without a trade, and they start getting worried, you know, that anxiety starts building up. No, Goldie, the other way. Not this way. We gotta go down. Because it's breaking this little accumulation area right here. It's starting to distribute from the zone, basically. It's got a nice little SMA, kiss of death, that happened right there. Candlestick just closed. SMA, kiss of death, shot up. They see volume is starting to come back in, which is good. Less setups on the higher time frame. Yeah, it could be less setups. You know, and the tricky thing is the higher time frame kind of messes with your body clock, because you could get a setup now if you're waiting for a setup, or if you're still waiting for hourly closes, 4 hour, daily. You could get the setup when you're doing grocery shopping. You could do it when you're sleeping. Like, the setup could literally come at any point, because it's harder again to speculate. And the higher time frame you go, the harder it is to speculate. Like, for example, if you take like a buy, you know, like when we take buys, you can have a 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, whatever, because on the LTF, right? But imagine taking a buy here and then expecting price to continue to move upwards based off like a daily closure. That's a lot of speculation, because you need the right macro environment for that whole move to happen. So you cannot trade the higher time frame like on a daily if you're not following up the macro fundamentals. Because price will just not have the juice it will need to keep moving in your direction. It requires a lot more rocket fuel than a 1 minute play to fill up a 15-minute range, for example. Right? It requires a lot more rocket fuel. You see, like all this rocket fuel, that was all from when Powell came on here on the 22nd of August. He made his spiel about the interest rate cuts, and then boom, gave us the rocket fuel to keep moving up bullish. So without that understanding of broader market environments, then just don't trade the higher time frames. If you don't want to actually follow the news there, don't trade the higher time frames. I still find it quite interesting how people trade the 4-hour and daily time frames and never teach how to read the news. I always wonder, how do those people really believe a line on the chart is what's governing the broader economy? Like a trend line bounce, for example. It's kind of hilarious. Now imagine if the economy moved off of a trend line bounce. I would be worried. But you know, catch little moves on the intraday time frames, you can get away with it. Vic, what strat are you using now? 1 minute consol? I'm just using a 1 minute consolidation breaks. Still on the consol, please. See, like, oh, I did take I tried a 15-minute shotgun play the other day. This was during the London, pre-London time. Took an L on this. Lost about like 2.40% on that. Because like there was a shotgun play happening on the 15-minute, and then it got me in and then started pulling up again. After it pushed like about like 7-8 pips, I think. Then it started pulling up. But I hadn't taken one in a while, so that was my first 15-minute trade setup. Otherwise, we're still taking 5-minute shotguns and consolidation breaks. But mainly consolidation breaks. This is some all-time high buys that I tried. This was in October. Yeah, I remember October. We're just like all-time highs every day. All-time high, all-time high. Yeah, you see like also some of these where it says NA not applicable. These were trades based off of just like volume. Just trying to get buys because price was just moving up. Yeah, it was pretty good so far. This month over here is turning around quite nicely for me. Need to lock in. Got Mr. Pow Pow right here. Let's see it. All blinged out. Uncle Pow Pow. I'll miss this little gangster. Yeah, this... He delayed those rate cuts though. Like he always does that. Like even every year he does that. Like whenever there's a rate cut or a rate hike, it's usually trying to postpone till maybe the third quarter. Powell's really good at doing that. But he waits, right? And that's why Trump said he had the easiest job. Because all he's got to do is cut the rates. If you think about it, Powell's job is just to monitor the economy, monitor jobs data, and then just a lot of it is sitting on his hands. And in a year, maybe he's going to make like 1 or 2 decisions, right? Whether it's going to be hike or rate. So Powell is kind of like taking maybe, let's just say 2 to 3 trades a year. The Powell strategy, 2 to 3 trades a year. That's what he does. The most of the time, he just sits on his hands and he's just going to watch. He's going to watch the market. Very good work. First time I see you. Hey, welcome to the best London session stream. Make sure you come over here and join our free Discord community. You win such a curve, don't you? That's November. Yes. Really nice curve. The Konto stand. That's a very good curve. Now let's see Paul Allen's chart. Oh. This would be like that scene in American Psycho, where they're all sharing their equity curves. Now let's see Paul Allen's graph. Oh my god. It's so smooth. It's just going up. Very little drawdown. God, like 20% drawdown on his trades. Hello, sir. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Hey, I got Ryan in here too. What's good, Ryan? Secured some more stuff here on 57. So I guess 1 minute consult is working fine. Did you make any changes on it? Nope. When do you expect it will hit to 200? Probably this week was my target, like 4,200 for the week. That's what I was looking for. So, I mean, tomorrow we could start moving up. Today, when it gotta like maneuver the bank holiday, the USD bank holiday, that's about it. Like even my first trade this morning, I almost got stopped out because of low volume. But I'm looking for price to fill this range towards like 4,200, like on the video that we sent out. So it's pretty much the target for the week. I might send another video today, but I just don't see a reason to do a higher time frame analysis at this very moment, as that one is still playing out. Is there anything we could do? Got 4-hour resistance. Maybe if we still respect this 4-hour resistance, send like a little update. Because we got to get through that 4-hour here by 41.65 for price to keep moving up. That's a lot of heavy lifting right there. But it's accumulating beautifully. And I think that's the reason why it's doing this, is because it's going to make its last run, its last push for the week towards 4,200. So this also, like, you know, really good timing, I guess, the USD bank holiday, but at the same time, accumulation for distribution to end of the week. So ideally, I still want to see it go up like this, break above, and then keep moving upwards. Then fully meet those targets over there. But you see, you're kind of like trading a range in this sense, right? Because look at this. This was yesterday's push. That was the market open right over here. And then it broke into a sideways channel right here. And then that's the New York session, Asia highs, London session highs. And we're still in that gulag from yesterday. So a lot of orders been traded in this zone. Eventually, they're going to have to get distributed, and I think that's going to look pretty nice. See, now the daily is reflipping again. Still like a doji. We still don't have direction. That's why the daily indicator here, you can get this for free in the description box. But you can see it is waiting because we still don't have bias. You can see that daily candlestick volume is only about like 34 pips. So not much you're going to do with that. Well, you can actually catch some moves. Like if you look at the intraday, you can get like massive swings over here, but even this one is still playing out. There's still a distribution situation that happened over here, but it's just not the most obvious. Remember, drink more water, chat. Combine 15 minute with 1 minute structure and it just works. Yes. Like it doesn't also just have to be the 15, could be a Could be like hourly. You know, for the hourly, this is that range. Like clean out our charts. So always got to take pride in your chart work. Clean up your charts. Yeah, like we spoke about. Yeah, but like 15 minutes also pretty good. I think, you know, the 15-minute here, that also lined up with the hourly too. The hourly. So my 15-minute target to resistance was also an hourly resistance. But yeah, that was beautiful too. If you just see them all line up like this, the more cleaner on hourly, 30, 15, 5, the better. Even on the 1 minute, awesome. You see, that was the target. Basically, remember we spoke about this, like price has heavy lifting to do right here. Correct? You got resistance right over there. You have clean range right over here. Now, the only thing was candlestick didn't create structure. It just went straight down like a V-shaped reversal. Boom, boom. But you see, this is the range that it mopped up down towards support. That's by 41, 41, 46. See this? And then see this? It's the same thing. Then these are other smaller ranges over here. Got some range here. Then also in the intraday time frame, I'm pretty sure there's one in there too. Let's take it back even. You can see it maybe on the lower time frame. See that? Nice little range there. Boom, boom, boom. Market structure. Oh, okay, pull down a bit more. Another range right here. Then it's like fill up that range. Oh, yeah, it filled up a bit of that range. Like about more than 65% of that range was filled up for sure. And you got the smaller one right here too. From here to here, also got filled up towards support. All right, started breaking above this one. Right over here towards that next resistance point. And filled up some of that range. A little bit of profit taking as candlestick wicked the highs. So the market loves to fill these ranges, right? They're like magnets. The only thing is like you only have to get entry confirmations. And if you get entry confirmation, just like what's happening right here, you see that little breaky situation that came from this. And now it's distributing. But if you look at the 5 minute, you got clean range up towards resistance by 41.66. You see this? Magnets are like breadcrumbs. It's like a breadcrumb. So if you're going to look at all my previous trades, if you want, you can backtest them. You have the date, you have the time. This is Eastern timing. You have the spreadsheet. Just look at the idea behind them, right? Look at the reels that I post on Instagram when I take these trades. All right, look at this clean range. The whole idea over here was for price to continue to move down to fill this range down towards support. See that? Look at this. Right to the T. Look at this. When we took the buy yesterday on stream, clean range. Right to resistance. And then what happened? Same reaction. That just literally happened right now on the chart. Like the same exact thing just happened on the chart right now. If you go on the 4 hour, straight to that, actually the 1 hour, straight to that resistance and then came down. All right, those are like breadcrumbs. And when we do the simulations, you can see how we speak about them in the WAP community or like the free one that we did last week on YouTube. You can see how we use those ranges to catch running positions. Let's go on my channel and then go over to trading, gold trading masterclass. I watched the last simulation we did, like about 13% on here. And then look and see how we were using those ranges to catch moves in confluence of TFX entries. Of course, TFX entries have to come first, but yeah. If you can backtest it, you can forward test it. Yeah, like look at that clean range. But we're looking at this whole zone. See if price can actually fill that area. Then we did this. We did this live on YouTube. Then as price was moving up, still kept moving up. Man, how long? Oh, we secured a partial over there. See this? We just secured a partial here. And price still just kept running. It still just kept on pushing. I'm pretty sure it got hit. Yeah, look at this. Came pretty close. Came pretty close to hitting it. Should watch the simulation. Episode 6. Are you not like literally explaining an FVG? No, I go through the FVGs. For me, FVGs don't exist. Because, you know, most of the time, you know what happens? When we take a buy, people are always going to say something like, oh, there's an FVG here. I don't even know how to exactly draw them, but they're always going to show something like, oh, but there's an FVG over here. Or like wherever it is that people draw these things. It's always something like this. That it comes and then it goes like this, right? That's what an FVG is. But I'm thinking, or rather, I'm looking for price to go through that FVG. You know, because when you do an FVG, it's like sometimes you're trying to catch the opposite of where if price is going up, you're trying to catch a sell. If price is going down, you're trying to catch a buy. If price is going down, I'm going down with it. We're going through the FVG. If we're going up, we're going up with the market. You know, I don't like to stand in the way of the market. Like, because that's like a bull. You know, when a bull is running, you don't stand in front of the bull. You're gonna get trampled over, right? So you'd rather just go with the bull. What's the name of that money management expert? Oh, that's a TetraFX simulator. Is this live? No, you're watching a recording. This is all pre-recorded, but it's using AI, and AI has found ways to make it seem like it's live, but it's just pre-recorded. Welcome, welcome. Current situation on gold. This is like a bank holiday, so we're just waiting for daily confirmation in terms of direction, which we're not getting right now. We're getting price move down and we're getting price move up, but it's not really trending anywhere. Pretty smart AI. That's the next milestone for AI. Imagine if AI could change the content you're watching to suit your needs or whatever it is. That would be pretty cool. Like personalize the content for you. Like if you're watching a movie, the movie is created, but maybe in the movie they can use your name. Or maybe in the movie they can put a towel that you actually own to make it seem real. Like if it's a horror movie, maybe in the horror movie it could be your house. The script's already written, but it could like kind of artificially intelligent make it like, yeah, something like that. Make your character in Stranger Things. I wasn't able to import the daily indicator into my TradingView app. Can anyone help? You gotta click on add to favorites. Top right. So once you do that, then it should be added to your favorites. But you can't have, look, if you're on the free plan, then you can't have more than, I don't know what it is on TradingView. Is it 2 indicators? So if you're on a free plan, you have to take off 1 indicator. That's probably what you're struggling with. Hey TetraFX, I'm new to trading. If I trade with you at the same time, will I have the same profit? Hey, welcome, real slash. I think you gotta chase the education first, then the money will follow, but yes. 4178 looking like a magnet. Over 270 trades this year. Super good sample size. Yeah, I take a lot of trades. I think that's one thing that people are always surprised about, like how many trades I take. I take a lot of trades. But I only stick to one to maximum 3 trades a day. That's the only rule that I follow. And also, if I take 1 trade during the pre-London, it's 1 trade. 1 trade during the London and 1 trade during the pre-NY. I rarely ever will take 2 trades in one session. Rarely ever will do that. So I focus on 1 to 3 trades. If I get a winning trade, you know, awesome. If I don't get anything for the London session, like we don't have anything now, I might look at pre-NY or just call it a day. But the key is like to stick to 1 or 3 trades a day. Remember, each hourly candle can give me about maybe 1 or 2 setups. And it's just like, you got to decide whether you want to take that trade. Yeah, but let's see. October. October was a 38 trades, 39 trades in October. And then we got September. Here, 48 trades. But for a lot of you who are still trying to find consistency in the market, I would say like even sticking to 1 trade is really good just to get the ball rolling. So if you can take just 1 consistent trade a day, that's so much better. You know, at least get that confidence, start to build up again, and then prove to yourself and your subconscious you can actually follow rules, right? And then when you start getting better at those kind of trades, then you got to take maybe like try and look for 2 trades a day, you know, but just start small. Start small. Never start too big. It's just the same way like people who go to the gym for the first time and they're like, hey, Bam, I wanna go to the gym now 4 days a week or 3 days a week. But when was the last time in your life you went to the gym 3 days a week? You will not sustain that. So you're setting yourself up for failure. You should always set yourself up for success. You know, set yourself goals that you're actually going to do, right? And that you can do with discipline and consistency and feel good about it. So you gotta start 1 disciplined trade a day and really test how strong that your psychology can be with that 1 trade. And then start building up from there. Once a week, gym 1 time a week. Consistently prove to yourself you can actually go to the gym consistently for a whole month, 1 time a week. And then now you can have a better idea with that sample sizing data if you can manage a second time a week. You know, so it's like trading is kind of the same thing. It's like a muscle. You got to train that muscle. You got to train that discipline muscle, that patience muscle. Boys, if you missed buying before, now is a good chance to. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna wait here. But it's definitely still moving up. It's like trying to fill some of this range up here to like 41.66. Yeah, it's about like 54, 55 pips. Let's read some news. Gold holds near 2-week high as traders weigh US rate cut chances. Yeah, it's the same, pretty much the same thing. Noel John. Gold prices were steady on Thursday. We still expect the consolidation that started with the October setback to continue as the dust of that setback has not fully settled yet. Bullion has fallen 5% since hitting a record high on October 20th, but has broadly traded above the key $4,000 an ounce level. Yeah, that was a pretty significant zone that we wicked from as well. Like the buyers didn't hold that level and we got a really nice push. But you know, remember we broke this down already. We had the daily rejection wicks down there too, by the 4,000 psychological mark, which is literally right here. See that holds value, 4,000 psychological mark. You got like a few rejection wicks over here. Man, this is important because you're gonna find yourself in some trades where even on the lower time frame, like the 1 minute, we had some really nice sells once where we're at a psychological mark like that, and then we saw price reject that area. So if you flip the chart, it was a sell, so it was like this, but on the 1 minute, and we had a consolidation play at that psychological mark. I think it might have been 4K as well, but it gave us a very beautiful sell, a really, really nice sell off, and then it also had like clean range. But you can see on the inverted here, same thing we spoke about. Boom, boom. Price has filled like 70-80% of that range. So that's pretty much it. That's the whole idea here. Because you know, the thing is, like, you're not always trying to catch the whole range. You're not trying to see price fill the whole range. You're just trying to see price fill some of that range, right? And if it fills a whole range, that's going to be like a bonus. You know, it's like a bonus. But if you take a trade here, then you want it to ideally move towards this direction. So yeah, let's flip it back. Boom. But you see, we want price to kind of open up more like it's opened up here. See like how it's like flowing? You give yourself a lot better chances than when price is doing this, like when it's wicking a lot and kind of like compressed, right? So ideally, we would want to see that happen. But since it's a US bank holiday, we are seeing a little bit more a foliage with these wicks. I'm tilted. Hey, Joshua, welcome back. What happened? Back so soon. I took a buy and it hit my reduced stop loss and lost about 0.2%. I took another trade, took another loss for full 1%. Yeah, that's why I said, like, you know, this conditions here, like very choppy here. It's only like opened up for a small window. It's like you gotta think of it like a cloud, you know, like when you're sitting on the sun and you're like, oh man, I'm enjoying the sun right now, and then a cloud comes by, you're like, damn, it's getting like cloudy right now. And then when it opens up again and the sun hits you, you're like, oh man, that feels good. It's like the same thing that's happening here, you know. It's kind of like an overcast day. So it's like really cloudy, and then you get like this burst of sunlight. And you see now these are like those smaller clouds where it's like you don't really see a cloud in the sky, but you know, it's kind of getting cold. There's like those smaller clouds. So that's the situation that we have today. It's not like the most ideal situation. That's why I'm waiting for it to open up a bit more. Market Talk says gold targets the week at 41.88, 42.08. Could it possibly for the day? Oh, for the day? For the day, it's going to be very interesting what's going to do for the day. Because I'm thinking like, since it's still not moving, if it's not moving, this is a London session, it's most likely going to try and have its next chance during pre-NY, which is in the next 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Or New York session open. But since it's a bank holiday, I'm thinking, you know, price could even close like a doji, and the next daily candlestick can keep moving up to like 4,200. So it's yeah, something you just gotta wait. I think the New York session will give a better perspective on that, because right now we are bearish. We're down 0.16%, right? If you notice something about me, I don't have analysis on my charts. I don't like to have a lot of lines necessarily on my chart because it's just not necessary. There's like nice little 55 pip range here. The free indicator, I'm on premium and it doesn't import to the app only. And it doesn't import to the app only to the web trading view. That's weird. Let me see. Go on my channel. Let me click on the stream. And then we're going to come over here to the free indicator, and then we're going to load it up. Oh, you see people still, yeah, then you gotta get, see, it's still in my favorites. This is a volume SMA. Oh wait, this is a bias indicator. We need the bias indicator. Yeah, I mean, it should be working. Great work, bro. Thanks, Vic. Doesn't seem like it's not working. You just get hit add to favorites and yeah, I don't know what's up with that. What's the highest amount you made in a day? Man, I don't even know. I've been trading almost for like I'm going into my 6th year now. So like whenever I take all these trades, you know, of late, let's say 5%, like maybe that's going to be my highest. Maybe like 2.5k. I made more than that before, but as I said, I've been just trading consistent for like a few years now, so I don't really have crazy bursts of profits. It's only whenever I need like a stimulation into my account that I really try and hold like some runners every now and then. Like for example, this month I was not trading for in the beginning as much, so I was like 2% midway through the month, so my account needed stimulation. So I held like, you know, a runner here for 5% and I held another runner for 4%, right? So that's just the way that I trade. But I'm not always looking to hit home runs. But like the way that I trade is I'm always taking a piece out of the market. But since my trades do run, they have a probability of running, then I leverage off of those movements every now and then. But I don't really need them. I'm just always looking for like a certain amount, like a percentage each month, because that works good for my psychology. You know, I'm more consistent, I'm more disciplined. Don't really need home runs. You have some of these people take like these home run trades, but at the same time they risk a lot, which is really bad. They risk a lot to make a lot, basically. You know, we don't do that here.
We don't do that here.
If anything, we're gonna make more with less risk through scaling into positions once risk has been taken off, like we do in the simulations. Because like if you're gonna end today profitable, if you took a trade today and you're gonna end the day and not take any more trades, you're already part of the 90%, I mean 10%, you know, people who can call it a day with profits. Oh my days, my neighbor is drilling something. Go to work. What are you doing? Maybe my neighbor's trader as well. His chilling on a bank holiday today. They decided, oh man, it's a bank holiday, so I'm gonna do some work. What did you just do on your watch? Did you activate traps for your neighbors? That's funny. I'm trying not to talk because you'll hear it when I speak. Because then the microphone opens. Yeah. What the hell is going on up there? Holy. Bro, this guy, he literally just bought a drill. I heard him yesterday playing with it. He bought a drill and he decided today is gonna be a beautiful day to drill a hole in the wall. I hope he messes it up. I hope he gets the line wrong. You know, like you gotta like get the line. Because it's a new building I live in. And there's a lot of people still moving in. and a you. Fucking hell, I can't speak. Hope the TV comes out crooked. Check your money locker. All right. Let's see. 1 minute. What's going on here? Small little accumulation. We got like resistance. Boom, boom, boom. We got support right here. It is still getting ready in this range. This range is about like 54 pips. 54 pips. I think it's getting ready for the next move. This is definitely going to be a point A right over here. And we still haven't seen the distribution yet, right? So what I'm gonna say is it needs to break, chat. Like, it needs to break. I literally can't touch this right now because during the London session, if we're not trending, then it's usually not the safest place. Yes, you can't take the moves this week. If you've been watching the stream from like Monday to Thursday, we've had more days where we haven't trended, but we've seen a lot of the plays actually play out, correct? But I think the safest option, like we've been doing pretty much for the whole year for the London session, was just waiting for the trend. Because in the beginning, you would take a lot of losses when price was not trending during London session. Got a small little wick fill situation there too. From here to here, about like 74 pips. Don't be scared to buy. Look at the 3-minute chart. I used to trade the 3-minute chart, but I don't trade the 3-minute because it feels like it's a bit of an awkward time frame. Right? It's a bit awkward. Like the 1 minute, 5, 15, 30 minute, 1 hour is all pretty good. Some people trade the 2-hour time frame, which also feels a bit awkward. It's not about being afraid to buy or sell. It's just about being disciplined and following your rules. Because, man, you've seen the way I execute my positions. Once they show up and everything is in confluence, we don't even hesitate. You know, for me, trading is not entertainment. It's like you gotta find. You see, when you're trading full time, at the end of the month, you're not getting a salary. So you have to prove to yourself that you can be disciplined. So for me, trading is it's not about entertainment. It's about actually following my rules. It's a business, right? It's a business. I'm making every time I take a trade is like a business move. It's a business idea. So I can't just trade just for trading. Some people trade just for trading. You know, they're going to say, okay, let me just try a buy here. I'm going to try a buy here, see how it plays out. If it works out, awesome. If it doesn't, whatever. But when you don't have a salary at the end of the month, you can't afford to do that anymore. Because right now, if you have a salary, you feel like more easy to take gamble trades. I mean, I'm already up for the month. For the year, quite a lot. So I could afford a few gambling trades, but I'd just rather not. I trade the 3-minute chart because it logically creates MS and W structure. Yeah, I mean, when I used to trade the 3-minute chart, the only reason I used to trade them was because I couldn't get my Fibonacci retracements on even the 5-minute. So it was coming out of a scarcity mindset that I could trade the 3-minute just to take more trades. But over the time, I learned that it's okay to wait. It's okay to wait. But if you're trading the 3-minute because you see it holds value for you, like you can see things a bit more clearly, then by all means do that. I think for me, the main entries that I use are going to be the 1-minute and the 5-minute. He was practicing his trigger finger all last night. Man woke up with a mission. Was dreaming of the holes. Yeah, definitely. Like men take so much joy in that kind of thing. like buying a drill and, you know, just having the drill there and thinking about how you're going to drill it the next day. Gonna make those holes for the first time. Yeah, I like stuff like that. Like for me, recently, like a few weeks ago, I did like electrical wiring in my house, which I found quite nice. You know, getting things like that done. I learned a lot from the plumbers as well. Sometimes I get plumbing issues, then I get the plumbers in the house and I learn a lot about the plumbing systems and how to do that stuff if I ever need to do it myself. Is you get a joy of building things, of just getting things done, you know, building businesses or building small things. Do you think it will return to 4050 or at least 4070 within a few days? Let's see, well, 4050. Man, I got an enemy of progress here. Why do you want gold to sell? We want this thing to skyrocket. We want this thing to go to the moon. I don't want to come back down there. Nothing for us down there. Just a bunch of consolidation above $4,000. There's a lot more excitement here for us above 4,200. And above 4,200, oh, that's going to start looking interesting again. So we start breaking that psychological mark. Head out to the all-time highs there. Man, that's when people are going to get excited again. We thought we were going to get that here, but for some reason, price couldn't follow through. We already thought this could have been extension towards our resistance, but then it kind of just died out there. So now we're going to try and go up there again. And get that bullish exuberance in gold that we love. You see, it's a huge difference, right? It's a huge difference to the way price is here. Like if you pay attention to this, like pretty nice London open breakout though. Like you see that accumulation break right here, straight to profit. Pretty nice. But it's a huge difference if you look at the general PA than what we had, for example, yesterday. See, yesterday was pretty damn straightforward. Like price was already trending here at this point. We were up more than 0.40% when price was starting to break these highs. Got a buy and that was it. That was all she wrote. We took that buy and then there was a sell that played here with a fake out confluence after faking out the buyers once, broke the lows and then came down to fill this range. Boom, boom, boom. Then you got another buy situation that happened here again to fill this range up towards that resistance. And then you saw profit taking by that resistance again. But it's like a different situation, right? Today you got like a few minefields. Wait, where's that thing? Yeah, today you got a few minefields over here. You see this? Got a few minefields. Gold is skyrocketing. A bunch of stupid sellers want to hunt 41.55. Oh, I love it too. I built a bad boy box for my subwoofer last year. Have the doors rattling in my bedroom with bass. It's for the bedroom projector and movies. Oh, nice. There's these really nice surround sound systems which create like phantom speakers in your room. So you might not have a speaker, let's say, there, but it feels like there's a speaker there. It's pretty cool. I was down 50% on 2,000 euros account on Monday, but now I'm break even. Took the sell. Oh, nice. Yeah, 50%. That's, you know, when you're gonna see yourself down 50%, you have to look at that so it doesn't happen again. Because, you know, if you took a loss, it was a really big loss, you have to prevent that from happening again. Because in trading, like whenever you get a bad habit and you don't work on that bad habit, it's coming back for you later on. Like whether that's if you're martingaling or scaling into losing positions and surviving a couple of days, man, you're just going to have one day that it's not going to work out for you. You know, so you got to look at those bad habits and see how can you replace that bad habit with a good habit. Okay, so Goldie's on its way down again. Hey, that's good, that's good, that's good. Nice to see the volume coming in. There's a small little liquidity grab there. Down 0.20% still. No major trends yet. But a small little liquidity grab there. I mean, you would be surprised. Because right now you might think, oh, you know, it's going to take a while to get to like 0.40%. Man, you will be surprised how fast the market can move. Like you might think, oh, nothing is happening. And then you're going to revenge trade or you're going to jump the gun to later find out, man, price just started moving the moment you broke your psychology. And I'm sure that's happened to a few people before. You're so disciplined for the whole 30 minutes and then you got pushed into a trade. And then to only later find out that if you had just held out a little bit longer, you would have gotten what you wanted. Happened to you on Monday? Oh, okay, guys. Gotta go. And dinner time for you. Enjoy dinner. Have a good one at the izakaya for me. In the beginning. Hope it will go down, then can move up again. Let's see. All right, Mr. Rashid, waiting for Stranger Things here. Yeah, I gotta watch Stranger Things too. Neighbors had too much Taco Bell. The name's Bond. James Bond. This is a really nice car commercial I saw the other day, where the guy was like a James Bond character. The car wasn't amazing, but just the way they advertised that thing, it's like you're watching an advertisement, but you want to watch it. Hey, look at this Donvu. Donvu video here. Why Donvu coming when I write James Bond car advertisement? Inside the mind of a trader. Oh, what happened here? Where's the camera? It's too zoomed in. Does it just happen now? Oh no, this is 15 hours ago. Oh, it kind of looked like that 4-hour resistance. I think that was the resistance that was formed that we just saw the reaction off of right now for the London. My camera is tweaking. Yeah, I think that was it. You only analyze gold? Yeah, for the most part, just been trading gold this year. Like, why not? Gold has been moving so nice this year. Like we traded GJ in the beginning of the year, gold and GJ, but GJ opened up only towards the end of the year. You know, for the most part, you see like GJ behaves like how gold behaves on a bank holiday. See like loads of wicks. See loads of wicks like this. Lots of consolidation. So you're gonna have a harder time to definitely catch more trades here. The thing I love about gold is like when it means to do something, it does it. Like when it breaks a wick, it does move in that direction, based off of like the TFX concepts, the entry model. And it should never break the opposite direction if it doesn't want to move in that direction. Sometimes it does. It creates like a small little liquidity grab like that to move up. But typically that should never even happen. Most times like price will only break the direction it actually wants to go to. There's the only thing with Goldie right now is a wick fill that it's looking at. But I give it a shot, you know. I think, you know, like even on days like this, I like to just show up to the market and see what's happening. Upper body today. Gotta go pay my dues. Got dues to pay. Here's my equity curve. Oh, nice. Nice one here. Move mouse over diagrams or touch to see values. Winning trades 78.70%. Break even 0.87. Losing 20. P&L history cumulative without fees. Very nice. See copper over here. Cooper. Cooper took a buy on gold to keep moving up with clean range. Looks like a random entry. Don't know why he took an entry here, but you know, it played out. Do 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 do. Brother, please. Can y'all actually hear the drill? We should look at NQ. Basically, been a straight line all day. Oh, let's see. Oh my days. Brother. On a Thursday? On a Thursday? Go to work, sir. Go to work. Listen, one thing I love about trading is that, like, the world is more quiet. World is more quiet. This guy's gonna be a problem if he works from home. Did you see? Wait, dude, I hear it. Oh yes. Let's see NQ. NQ has not been moving bullish the whole day. It's down 0.22%. Like it's a doji. NQ is not moving anywhere. I mean, with the USD bank holiday as well, not really expecting it to move anywhere. All right, this guy is like, he has made a decision for me that I'm going to now go and touch grass and let him just finish putting up his paintings and his stupid TV. So then when I come back, I can trade in peace. Holy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put up some paintings myself too, but I'll do it at 10 p.m. when he's going to bed. Alright guys, thank you for tuning on to the stream. I'll see you all tomorrow for the London Open. No risk today. It's still USD bank holiday, so wait for a little more structure. Wait for some structure to the downside or upside. Just get the daily indicator here. It's gonna tell you when price starts to trend. It's in the description box, and yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow. So adios everybody, take care.